family. Together, we accelerate America to be one nation under God again. I'm broadcasting from the hotel. It's the 4th of July today. So happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. It's been so awesome. I'm broadcasting from the hotel today because yesterday we were at the America 250 kickoff here in Iowa. So I'm broadcasting from my amazing hotel room in Iowa. So I'm not. I can't remember which one it is, but either way, they're great. It's right across the street from this fairgrounds, and we loved it. So but today, so first of all, I wanted to say Happy 4th of July again. The future of our nation is in the hands of our families. That our nation is only as big, is only as great as our families and our kitchen tables allow it to be. So happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, and over the next, we live in an amazing generation, an amazing time. We have a once in a generation opportunity to celebrate the birth and everything about our nation for the next 16 months or so. And so that's what S'mores and Stripes is dedicated to doing. Is we'll be announcing more and more of what we're going to do. We have a lot of ambitions, but we'll be announcing more and more of what we're going to do as we go. As you guys typically know, we typically have a descendant conversation in a really cool car, right? Like a 57 Chevy, or yesterday we ran into a guy who had a Ford Galaxy. Across the street is a right now is the Good Guys car show, classic car show, which is awesome. And I would be broadcasting from there, but we've only got so much time, so we can only do so many things right now. But today and yesterday we did the kickoff. So today I wanted to, so we usually do these descendant conversations together. So I wanted to bring a voice from the dust, right? And we did see some classic cars yesterday, which is awesome. But we couldn't coordinate them on the 4th. But we can't do the 4th of July without having a word from our forefathers. And this one, today's word from our forefathers, I guess that's kind of an awkward way of saying it, but today's word from our forefathers comes actually from John Quincy Adams. And I found this speech just the other day, actually. There is a speech that John Quincy Adams gave on July 4th, 1837. And in that speech, he says that he's speaking on July 4th, and so he asks the crowd, the group, those who have assembled. He says, my friends and fellow citizens, why is it that you are assembled today? So why do we celebrate the 4th of July is really what he's asking. He's asking, why do we celebrate the 4th of July? So I would first of all encourage you to stop and go find out what he says. Okay, because it's amazing. But he talks about it. He says that the birthday of the nation, the birthday of our nation, is indissolubly linked with the birthday of the Savior, Jesus Christ. So why is that? How is that? And then he goes on through doctrine and history, goes on to express how the birth of our nation was foretold by Isaiah. And in a single moment, a nation would be born. And how from the moment Isaiah mentioned that to the moment of July 4th, where we signed the Declaration of Independence, 55 signers signed the Declaration of Independence, nothing had fulfilled that prophecy. There was no other nation that was made in a moment at that like that. And so he goes on and expresses how doctrinally our nation is exactly what was foretold of in Isaiah, through the words of Isaiah. And then as well, a variety of other things. Now, the framework of his speech, and the reason why John Quincy Adams is really important, is first of all, and I love this because I love this dynamic, right? It's John Quincy Adams, and so it's John Adams' son. Okay, so again, God makes families, families make nations, and the oral history between John Adams and John Quincy Adams makes things much brings an honesty and an authenticity to it. And so if you can teach your kids something, it's important enough to hold on to. Do you see what I mean? Right? And so John Quincy Adams, again, John Quincy Adams was the sixth president of the United States as well. There's a lot that he did. But again, he's speaking for what his father's mission was to create independence and then ultimately create the Declaration of Independence. And so it's this position and this relationship is unique among a lot of other founding fathers' relationship, because he's speaking for the generation before him, what they were doing, what they were intended to do, with the hindsight of history. So with the ability to take a step back and say, okay, we're not in it anymore. We're not trying to win one side or the other. We're not trying to go one way or the other. We have the ability to just take a step back at it and look at it directly, right? Look at it kind of almost in a benign way. And of course, he has a very powerful way of leading you down. He's just a really powerful speaker. And so John Quincy Adams is extremely important for those reasons as well. He was a hellhound of an abolitionist, right? So he was completely anti-slavery, and so he recognized that so he's this conduit between the original founding fathers and then that next generation, right? And this is done in 1837. So in less than 30 years later, right? In less than 3 decades later, the Emancipation Proclamation would be signed, et cetera, et cetera. Slavery would be essentially gone, right? And so there's this you get that clear look at to what our founding fathers meant and what they were doing, but at the same time you recognize we have to recognize that they were kind of coming out of a world that didn't have liberty in it to begin with, and it needed to be staged in. And so the whole framework, everything that John Quincy Adams talks about, is around the framework of abolitionism, right? And the reason is because where there is liberty, there is Christ, or where there is light, there is liberty, and where there is Christ, there is liberty. And so so you get all of those things in one speech, is that you know exactly what his heart is, you know exactly where his mind is at, and then it's kind of a long speech. It's like 27 pages, but it goes through in a very detailed and specific logical chain, one after the other. He frames it all. I know it's making it sound like he's like a pastor or a church leader, a minister. He's not at all. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't speak like that at all. Let me put it that way. He doesn't speak like that. He speaks from an argumentative standpoint, and you can't deny it. Not logically, spiritually, doctrinally. Our country was endowed by God, and it was going to happen in that moment in the way that it was supposed to happen. And so our country, the United States of America, was intended to be created by God, and it was foretold that it would happen, and it did. And no other nation had done that during the chain of human events. I'd walk you through it, and maybe I should walk you through it. Maybe I'll cut off and then open it up and walk you through it again, because I've already been talking about it for 10 minutes. But maybe I'll cut off and then kind of open it up again and make it a little bit more succinct. But the birthday of our nation is indissolubly connected to the birthday of the birth of the Savior Jesus Christ. And so again, Isaiah prophesies of it. Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of much of it. And then the birth of our nation, America, is its continuation. And so I would encourage you to look at that. Maybe we can have a podcast on just how he breaks that down. I think it would be a lot of fun. But let me put it this way. Each generation has a unique moment where they have to decide whether they're going to be a nation under God. You're not just that way. We're not just a nation under God. We're a nation under God because our families want it to be, and they work hard to make it so. We're not a nation under God because we like to be, and I hope that you would be. And isn't it nice? And doesn't yes, and God does exist, but we are a nation under God because we work it to be, and we sacrifice in order to be. So happy Independence Day, you guys. I hope that your day today is full of fireworks and of celebration. We are meant to enjoy God and to enjoy the gifts that He's given us. And today is a spiritual holiday, and it is a fun day. And as you can see, look at that! It's a tan line. Oh my gosh, there was so much sun. There was just no place to escape the sun yesterday. We had so much fun. That's that's actually kind of embarrassing, but we had a lot of fun. So I hope you have a lot of fun today. And anyway, happy Independence Day, guys. Appreciate you.